Gators. That's this video's topic and how they did in 2024. Now, Billy Napier, he's got his team loyalty. He's got his team's loyalty. That's the only way to look at it. They started out roughly. Napier's use of two quarterbacks, I've never understood why people use that system. Every time that it's used, it fails miserably. But Napier tried it. And yeah, we're going to look at the record and we're going to look at the coming season and we're going to look at, everything dealing with the team of the past season. So, stick around. Let's talk Florida Gators. Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video. And I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there. Okay, just to fill you in, I could best be described as a Gator hater. I love having Gator when Tennessee plays Florida. I really do. It's a great thing to eat. But let's go over the record. I'm just telling you that I'm a Gator hater because, I don't want. If I say something that might sound that direction, well, you'll now know why. Okay, so they started out the season getting beat horribly by number 19 Miami. And then they mollywopped Samford. Then they had a decent game against Texas A&M. Yes, they lost it, and it was by 13 points, but it wasn't that bad. Texas A&M was not as bad as most people consider. Mike Elko did a lot of work with that team. Then Mississippi State, they beat them convincingly. Got UCF in there. Only beat them by 11 points. That was the funny thing about it. They went to Neyland Stadium and they played a really good game against Tennessee that they took to overtime. But they lost 23-17. That was a really good game. They beat Kentucky they beat Kentucky like a wrenched mule. They actually weren't embarrassing against Georgia in that game. It was okay by 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't that embarrassing. Texas mollywopped them 49-17. LSU they beat. Ole Miss they beat. I mean, we're talking like double-digit beatings of LSU, Ole Miss, and we're not even going to get into the mollywopping of Florida State. And then they went to the bowl game, played one of the original SEC teams. Not currently in the SEC, but they just whooped up on Tulane. So that was their season. Their coming season, first 2 games, it's South Florida and Long Island University. I know South Florida can't get their head out the rear end. They should be a good team, but I don't know. LSU, Miami, Texas A&M. There's a 4-week stretch of, hey, nobody likes you. Seriously. It's at LSU. So you're going into one of the 2 places called Death Valley. Okay, it's not that hard of a trip to go down to Miami, but you're still playing at Miami. Then Texas comes to you in the swamp. Then you go to where the 12th man is at Texas A&M. That's just... Got Mississippi State. That should be a win. So you've got 3 easy wins with 4 games of if they do what they were doing. Then you got Georgia. Okay, Kentucky, from the looks of it, they probably are going to win that one. Ole Miss, nobody knows. Tennessee, we're going to have the defense. I don't. Yeah, that one I don't know. And Florida State, nobody knows. I don't even think Florida State knows what they're going to have next year. So it's going to be an interesting season. It's going to be another interesting season. So let's get into their quarterback. I'm going to go over Lagway. I'm not going to go over Mertz. Okay, like I said, I'm going to cover Lagway, Mertz. Yeah. Okay, so Lagway passed for 1,915 yards, 115 completions on 192 attempts. So he's at like 59.9%. Had 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So he's eh. But he only got sacked 13 times. But considering how much he was playing, that's not that good. DJ Lagway had 50 carries, 101 yards, and he rushed for no touchdowns. Okay, I've seen enough of Lagway. I honestly do think that he's a good quarterback. Okay, he first year playing. I'm not going to say like I'm looking at the numbers and it's like, but you're talking about here's a guy who he was thrown into a situation where one start of the season, Graham Mertz was supposed to be the man, and Mertz got hurt. And DJ Lagway came in and was doing pretty good. You do not disrespect DJ Lagway, in my opinion. Then they tried that whole 2 quarterback system. And during the Tennessee game, Mertz got hurt again and took him out of the season, and DJ Lagway took over. That was where the confusion is. DJ Lagway is going to be a problem for a lot of the schools that they're going to be facing next year. So, yeah, he's going to be the reason why they're going to have he's going to be the reason for the season next year. So, offense wise, I'm not even going to pay attention to Mertz. I don't know what's going on with Mertz. I don't think. Jaden Baugh is their leading running back. He had 673 yards and 7 TDs. Not a bad running back. Montreal Johnson Jr. had 100 carries, 593 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jacoby Jackson, 95 carries, 509 yards, 7 touchdowns. Treon Webb had a touchdown. I'm not going to name everybody, but let's just say they had a lot of spread around. Receivers, their leading receivers, Elijah. I'm hoping I pronounced that first name right. 806 yards receiving. He had 4 touchdowns. Kamara Dyke had 2. This is another. They were spread around. I'm not even going to name it. Yeah, some other videos I've named them, but I'm not because they are that spread out. You've got a guy that had 6 carries, got a touchdown. You got another guy, 8 carries, got a touchdown. 11 got a touchdown. Then you got receiving. You've got a dude that had Jordan Ball received 4 times and had a touchdown 5 from acting as a wide receiver. I mean, he's a running back and he can, but Marcus Burke had 7 receptions, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's what they had going on there. Their offense, let me tell you something. DJ Lagway is going to be scary next year. It really is. Okay, their defense also. Traquez Bridges, leading tackler, 69. Bryce Thornton, 3 interceptions. I'm going to tell you something. Their defense isn't bad. I think they need to age up a little bit. I honestly do. I think they need to age up a little bit. Bryce Thornton, 3 interceptions. Traquez Bridges, 2 interceptions. They have the ability to do takeaway. Looking down through there, nobody got a touchdown. Oh, wait a minute here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cormani McLean, who's a defensive back, got one interception and got a touchdown from that interception. So they've got a decent, and I'm only calling it decent. They've got a decent defense. That was a bigger weakness than them having two quarterback system going there for a while. I mean, you look at it, it's like Traquez Bridges, 69 tackles, Shamar James, 64, Jack Podburn, 60. It's not a bad defense. They were getting interceptions. Like, their ability to get interceptions is actually kind of scary. Sacks. Tariq Sapp, 7. That's their biggest need is they need to learn how to get to the quarterback. It's a decent defense, but not spectacular. Look, I was shocked when they ended 8-5, how they started out the year and then they just started rolling. I don't know. DJ Lagway, Billy Napier's got his team. He's got the respect of his team. DJ Lagway showed that he deserves to be in that number 1 spot. But there's questions in other areas, but they were still able, I mean, like I said, they beat LSU, Ole Miss. They played Tennessee really close. That first game is where everybody, that and the loss to Texas A&M, and Texas A&M's a good team. And Texas A&M was not that bad of a loss. The only really nasty loss they had, or losses that they had, was Miami and Texas. Seriously. And the Georgia game's a rivalry, and they play, and it was only it was a 2 touchdown game. Yeah, double digits. 2 touchdowns. Georgia, yeah. I mean, they were still going to lose, but it wasn't as embarrassing as the 49-17 and 41-17 of Texas and Miami. This is not they're going to be a scary team next year. That's all I got to say about that. They are a scary team. So, but then again, no, they could end up having like a Florida State year. I don't know. But in all honesty, Florida's going to be a scary team next year. They were a scary team this year. And while I am a Gator hater, I got to give them props. But Napier just, my only concern with Napier, coming from a college football fan's perspective, coming from the perspective of somebody who's been around the league for a while, this is the SEC. You're going to have fans. You're going to have radio stations that are going to make comments. And his comment earlier on in the season where they were talking about, oh, these folks coming from that are in their mother's basement or whatever. That was a stupid comment. I know that you hear all these people, but guess what? This is a modern day. You got to deal with NIL. You got to deal with independent media. That's the only thing. But hey, this has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day. Bye now. I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.